Hi everybody, my name's Stacey from Stacey and her Books, and I'm just coming on for a bit of a couple of day vlog, maybe 2-3 day vlog. See what we get up to, because it's the summer holidays, so that means I'm off work for the summer, the boys are off school, so we can do, you know, half days, different things. Today's plan is, we've had a lazy morning. I've done a few little jobs, just such as cleaning my windows, which desperately needed. Every time I went to do it last week, it rained, so yeah, British weather. But yeah, we are going on a walk, on a walking track, because my love of walking is back, and I want to walk as much as I can because I want to lose some weight. My eating habits has got a lot better in the last couple of weeks. I haven't ate as much, or I've stopped drinking alcohol as well. There's a reason for that. If you know, you know. But yeah, so I'm going to take the boys around this track that I found on the on the maps. There's actually 2 of us by there, so we might do 1, we might do 2 today, but I think 3 would be too much for Cody. So yeah, I suppose this is a bit of a reading vlog and weight loss journey vlog sort of thing for the next couple of days. But yeah, I'm currently reading, and almost just over halfway, A Tidy Ending by Joanna Cannon. My book's downstairs, so I'll show you the cover of that later. But it's getting really good. I feel there's going to be a twist in it, and at the moment the story feels like this with the main character, but I feel it's going to open up and unravel shortly. So yeah, not much to tell really, but we've been reading, and yeah, so the next scene I'll film where we go for a walk, because some places around here, believe it or not, are actually quite really nice and really quiet. So my love for walking's come back because I've been watching a YouTuber called Ruby Granger, who I will link her channel in my description. She goes on a lot of walks. She lives in the most beautiful area with all these, and it's like she's the sort of person to go on a walk and absorb what's around her and all the sounds. I'm thinking maybe I should do that for de-stressing, you know, whether I go on my own at night with the dog, especially with the lights still being light. But yeah, she's opened up my eyes about walking again, and I think down to her, that's why I want to go walking and absorb nature again like I used to, you know. Why not? So I'm going to go and get the boys ready to go for a walk, and I will catch you in a little while. Hi everyone, I'm just jumping on for a quick update. As you've seen, we've been on a beautiful walk this afternoon, a really long walk. It's tired out Cody because as we got back to the car, because I had to drive to this track, he said my little legs hurt, and I was like, bless him, but he did really well. And I come home, had 2 cups of tea. There's Poppy and her big nose. She's just been out for a long walk round one of the lakes, so as you can imagine, I've had a lot of walking today, which is all good. I'm ready to do it all again tomorrow. I feel more energised already, you know, not tired. My legs ache, which is a lovely sign. But anyway, when I got back earlier, just before the half an hour before I made tea, I read a little bit more of A Tidy Ending by Joanna Cannon. This is basically a bit of a mystery. It's about Linda, and she's in her 40s and she lives with her husband Terry. She lives in this house, and she found out that the person who lived there before her, Rebecca, and she wants to get to know her. She works part-time in a charity shop, Linda, and she's really good at quizzes, puzzles, especially crossword puzzles. But anyway, around where they live, there's been some murders. I think so far there's been 3 murders. But to me, as I'm reading on, there's something not quite right with Linda. She is somewhere where she has a doctor and medication. Now, I am thinking she might be in a bit of a hospital for someone with maybe mental health. I'm not sure. But it's definitely getting me hooked. I'm currently on page 256, chapter 24, and I'm really, really loving it so far. I'm actually, I like it more than The Trouble with Goats and Sheep, funny enough. But yeah, I'm going to get my pyjamas on, and I'm going to have another cup of tea, and I'm going to do some more reading, because I'm really intrigued to find out where Linda is in the present, and who the murderer is. But something's not quite right sitting, and I think there's going to be a great twist at the end. Something big's going to come. But yeah, so I'm going to get my pyjamas on. Poppy's here as well. She's very tired. She loves walking around the lake. So yeah, I'm going to get my pyjamas on, get a cup of tea, and do some more reading before bed. And I'll catch you for another catch up in a little bit. Another cloudy day. Morning everyone. Just jumping on this morning. I didn't read much last night. By the time I've had like 2 giant walks, I was so tired, so I kind of just chilled out and went to bed and read for a little bit in bed. I think I read about 2-3 chapters. Can't remember, my book's in the room. But today we are going to the museum just outside town. We've never been there before. It's free to go in. So hey Alice, walking across everything. Say hello. So yeah, we're gonna go there because it's obviously free, but also you know, it's a museum. Children are gonna learn something in there, aren't they? So hopefully. And there's also a bit about George Eliot, so I will put some clips in there, just a few clips in of the museum. But yeah, I love museums. I have been visiting them since I was about 2. I remember going into the museum every Saturday, same museum every Saturday when my nan from about the age of 2.5. And I absolutely loved it, and that's when my love for history and dinosaurs came about. I was very lucky to have 3 museums in the town I was growing up. I think there's only 2 now. One's become a tea room. But yeah, I love history. I love learning about, especially where you live. I used to read up about, you know, my hometown, and then during lockdown and those sleepless nights where I couldn't sleep at like 1-2 in the morning, I was on looking at the history of where I live now. So yeah, it's going to be a bit of an educational morning for the boys. So yeah, I'm going to have my breakfast. I've got some porridge, and I'm really into putting peanut butter and banana into my porridge again at the moment. But it's just quite nice having porridge, because normally I don't get time on school. It's just either nothing or a quick banana. Or if I am lucky, a quick bowl of cereal. It just depends on the morning and getting the kids ready for school. But yeah, for a change I've got a green tea, because if I have my 2 black coffees, then I probably will want the toilet while I'm out, because I'm that sort of person. But yeah, I'm going to eat this, quick clean up, get ourselves ready, and well, we'll see if I can get a cheeky quick reading before we go, because the museum doesn't open until 10:30, so yeah, so we'll see how that goes, and I'll catch up with you in a little while. So this is us at the museum. This is the George Eliot room. That's George Eliot herself, or otherwise known as Mary Ann Evans. It just tells you a lot about her. There's a writing desk, family tree. This is a book, Excuse the Duck. That's just a little thing for the children to find 10 ducks around the museum. Lots of bits and pieces about her. This is Zach doing a timeline, historical events, and he had to put them in order. And it explains about the town, Market Town. It's a great couple of hours out for children, very educational. We did love the art upstairs, which you can't take pictures from. But yeah, it just has a lot of historical facts and some archaeological, but I definitely recommend going here. Hey everyone, as you can see we had a lovely day at the museum. It's only a small cute museum, but it was really nice. There is an art gallery upstairs, but unfortunately you're not allowed to film or take photos in there, which is understandable because the paintings are so old. So we just got back. I've just been to Lidl just to get a top up because it's the school holidays and my children have eaten almost me out of house and home already, and it's only Tuesday. But yeah, I'm just making myself a cup of tea, a well-earned cup of tea after all the walking, and I'm going to do a little bit more reading because the boys have now gone on their games and Zach's on his phone to his friends because I've just bought some Mr. Beast bars. Yeah, we found out where they sell them in our town, so I needed petrol, so I went in there and picked up a couple of bars for the boys because they've been really good and they deserve a treat, so yeah, why not? So here she is. She likes it when we come home. She gets all excited, don't you? I know. Okay. I'm doing my vlog, darling. You gonna say hi? Hi. So yeah, I'm gonna sit down with a cup of tea and do a little bit of reading, just to chill out now after our busy morning. So I'll catch you up in a little while and let you know how I'm getting on with the tidy ending, because I am getting near the end. Might be able to finish it tonight, but we'll see. I'm out on Poppy's walk and I'm just listening to the silence, the bird song, the ducks, the wood pigeons. I can hear the summer bird song near the wheat field. Oh, she wants to go. It's just an absolute gorgeous walk. We've been round the lake and we're nearly back at the end. But I just love it down here. It's so quiet. And I just like listening to the sounds of nature. I'm really glad I started doing this. gate in public because someone might be walking behind me. But we absolutely love it here, me and Poppy. When you bring her straight out, she shoots straight down to the gate, pulls me down to the gate. But, you can hear some factories because we do have factories over that way. You can hear them, but she's got the energy still. Yeah, and listen. I don't know whether you heard that, but that was like a grasshopper. And listening to those makes me think of being in Greece, really hot countries. There's some thistles. But yeah, absolutely love it down here. I won't be able to come much in the winter when I'm back at work because it'll get too dark and there's not lights down here. But I'll definitely be doing it. Definitely be doing it. A lot of thunderflies tonight, but yes, I'll be definitely doing it on the weekend. Yeah, if you get it right and there's no cloud, the sunset's over there. But yeah, it's just gorgeous. But yeah, this is what me and Poppy have been getting up to on our walks. So I will catch you in a little while because I'm just about to head home after doing a 40-minute walk. Hi everybody, just doing a quick update. I'm whispering because the boys are asleep and they did wake up again about half an hour ago, all three. So hopefully they're asleep now. But we've had a really good day. Poppy's even come up to bed, and Alice. We've had a really good day. Even Zach admitted that he enjoyed it today because he's like me, he's into history. So yeah, we've had a good day. But it's just really nice to get out there and educate your children. Well, I like to educate my children as much as I can in the holidays as well. But yeah, they learned a little bit, especially about the floodwaters of Nuneaton, different periods throughout the century and last century. I think one was 2003, I think. One was 1937, I think. Oh, I'd have to go back to the pictures, but it's been a really long day. I did do some more reading while I was eating, but I think I only managed about 2 chapters because suddenly this headache on this side of my face just came on. I was like, oh, and I just couldn't concentrate because it was quite painful. So I stopped reading before I got some tea and then took Poppy for a walk. But the update on a tidy ending is, it is confirmed that Linda is on a psychiatric ward at the present. Now obviously something is sent her there, which we don't know yet, but the end bit which I read was, oh, that's when was the doctor said to her, when was the point where you put 2 and 2 together? And Linda says, oh, that's an easy question, I can give you an answer to that straight away. I said, it's when they found the 4th body. So I think she figures out who the murderer is, and it's someone she knows. And I've just got a really terrible feeling it's her husband, Terry, because he's admitted he was made redundant from his factory job months ago. And she says, but I see you going off to work every day. He's like, yeah, I'll just go off, make it look like I'm going to work. I took out a credit card so I could put money in the account to make it look like I was getting paid. So I don't know, something's really fishy with that as well. So, but I shall read a few more chapters, a little bit more before I feel like I need to really go to sleep, because as much as all this walking and fresh air is good for me, it's making me tired, which is a good thing. But it's also nice as a mum, because there are millions of mums out there. You need to make time for yourself as well, even if it's half an hour going for a walk, whether you have a dog or not. I'm fortunate to have a partner who stays at home with the boys while I take Poppy for a walk and have that me time for, I've got about 40-45 minutes, so it's under an hour. But in that 40-45 minutes I'm on my own. I'm just inhaling all the quietness and sights and sounds around me. But I know out there's a lot of single mums out there who can't do that, you know, because they can't leave the child, or, you know, but if they're lucky enough to have friends or family nearby and you're not doing it, do it. See if someone will look after the children while you go out for a walk just for half an hour, or, you know, let your parent have them overnight. If you're lucky enough to have your parents live nearby, have the children overnight so you can have that evening on your own, because believe me, it does do you the world of good. And you might think, I'm just being selfish. You're not. You need to be on top form to be able to look after your children, regardless of how old they are, whether they're, you know, newborn, or, you know, they're still living at home at 18. You know, you still need that time to yourself. So if you haven't done it anymore, mum, do it. Because believe me, I feel so much better in the last couple of weeks for doing this, making these changes, than, you know, I have ever been. So yeah. So I'm going to do a little bit of reading now, and then I will say goodnight, and I'll see you in the morning. Just found the fourth body, so yeah, looks like she's going to find out soon who it is. She's going to work it out, because as I said before, Linda's very good at puzzles, so she's obviously, this is a major puzzle. She's going to work it out. It is back to being summer, and the blue sky is back. Hey everybody, it's Thursday. Really sorry that I didn't vlog much at all yesterday. I got busy in the garden. Like I said, I was thinking about mowing the lawn, and I did, and then I got carried away, because once I get into a job I tend to keep going and do a little bit here, a little bit there, And before I knew it, it was getting quite late, and then I came in and I washed my hands, and Cody says, I want to make a cake. So we made a banana cake, and then before I knew it, it was tea time, and then I had to give him a shower and put him to bed, and then I had a stonking headache come on not long after we had dinner. So yeah, the afternoon just flew by, and then I didn't really, get to vlog much because I had a really bad headache. I wanted to come to bed and have an early night, but the cat didn't come in for me, she didn't come in for my partner. And then I thought, great, I'm not going to get any sleep at all tonight, because I'll be worrying about her, even with the bypass being closed off for the night. I haven't got to worry about her going over that way. I don't think she would anyway. It's a bit too... She wouldn't anyway, but, don't put it past cats. But eventually she came in at 11:30, strolling in like no care in the world. Bless her. But I did finish A Tidy Ending by Joanna Cannon, and I can absolutely say it's definitely a 5-star. I absolutely loved it. There is a twist, probably a fabulous twist right at the very end. It just kept me hooked throughout. I don't want to say too much of the ending, because if you're planning on reading it, it will spoil it, and I'm not going to do that because I'm not that cruel. But yeah, I was kind of half right, but kind of not. So when I said that I think her husband Terry was the murderer, kind of half right, but I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to give anything away. But if you like bit of a puzzle mystery with lots of twists and turns, this is definitely for you. I think this is going to be another favourite of 2023 that I've read. I've got 2 so far, and I'm just adding this one to my third. That's my third. Joanna Cannon, I love her style of writing. It's easy to get into. She does come up with lots of surprises. And she does, have you fooled in parts, especially this book. Get you thinking one thing, but actually it's going to turn out to be another thing. So yeah, I absolutely love this. I'm quite sad it's come to an end. But she could always write a second book from the ending. It ends where she could write a second book to it. Hint, hint, Joanna Cannon. I don't know. Have you got plans to do that? But yeah, this is the second book I've read by her, and yeah, definitely not going to be a last. I think she is now coming up to be one of my favourite authors. So yeah, definitely read this. I'll give you a little bit at the end. What I will say is, you think that Linda ends up in a psychiatric ward where you think, why has she been put there? That's what keeps you gripped. But in fact, there's a bit more. You're thinking that way, but there's a bit more to it. So I'm not going to say, I don't want to say any more because I don't want to spoil it, especially if you think, oh, this sounds really good. I like, twists and mysteries and stuff. No, I can't. I'm not that person. But you definitely have to read it. You've got to. But yeah, definitely up there with one of my favourites. If I could give it 10 stars, I would, but 5 out of 5, 100% this one. Easy. But yeah, quite sad to finish it, really. I did move on this morning. I don't know why. I just fancied the classical mood. Whether it was because we went to the museum the other day and we saw the George Eliot section of the museum, but I really wanted to read Middlemarch. So I've already started it. So far we're getting to know a bit about the first lot. I think there's going to be a few characters in this, but we're getting to know Celia and her sister Dorothea. Yeah, it's obviously set in, it's an English novel written by George Eliot herself. It's 888 pages. So I'm going to try and read 100 pages a day, but obviously with it being a classic, it could be heavy. So I wanted to read it in the summer holidays when I haven't got work and getting tired. But I do have a backup. I want to read The Greek Island Killer on my Kindle by Frances Lloyd. I might read them kind of both together, so if Middlemarch is getting a little bit too much, I might just go for something a bit, I say easy reading, we don't know, but this sounds really good. Let's see if I can find I don't know what it's about actually. Sometimes I just go by the in thrilling murder mystery with a twist. So yeah, another thriller. But yeah, obviously I've got that on my Kindle ready. I'm trying to get back to the beginning of the book. Yes, there is an easier way by just tapping the top, but where's the fun in that? But yeah, I'm trying to use my Kindle a bit more as well. Because obviously I can get free books because I've got Kindle Unlimited. But I do love the cover. Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. But yeah, so sorry about yesterday, but that's just a quick catch up of what I've been doing, finishing a tidy ending, starting Middlemarch and having a Greek Island Killer on my Kindle. I might kind of start that, I might read them both together just to break up the classic, as I said, if it gets a bit too much, and go for something a bit more sort of modern and easier to read, because some classics can be heavy, and I haven't read a classic for, I'm going to say I haven't read a classic for a long time, but I've actually read To the Lighthouse by Virginia Wood this year, and Three Men and a Boat this year as well, but they're quite short stories, nothing as thick as that. But yeah, I'm already on page 31 and I'm loving it so far. It is like a bit of a history lesson, and it sort of makes me laugh how humans have evolved as well, especially men, because they're very gentlemanly in these old books, these old classics, compared to today's men. But yeah, I'm going to get a coffee and I'm going to read in the garden for a little while, because the sun, as you see, is back out and I'm so happy. And then I might take the boys for a walk later, might take just the boys, or I might take the boys and the dog, it depends. We'll see, but I'll catch you in a little while. So because it was a hot day, I spent some time outside. I then came in and decided to cut some squares out of fabric, as I've started to do my sewing again. Here I'm cutting a lot of squares. I need 21 of these squares. I'm making a quilt for Cody. I taught myself how to quilt with the help of my mom and magazines about 12 years ago now. Zach has a quilt which goes on his bed, and I've just finished one for Dylan. It was 8 years in the making, but I finally finished it because life got in the way. But I truly love sewing and accomplishing a make. A quilt does take a long time to do, not necessarily 8 years like it took me to do Dylan's, but hopefully this one will take me a couple of weeks, or by the time it gets cold it'll be finished, ready to go on Cody's bed. But yes, he's having an Avengers one, which will be teamed with yellow fabric and blue. I've already got the blue, I just need to go and buy myself some yellow fabric. But yeah, I find it very therapeutic rather. But yeah, hopefully I can get this finished pretty quick for him. It's just the cutting the squares does take time, but yeah, nothing wrong with never too old to teach yourself something. I was just coming up to 30 when I decided to teach myself how to sew. So yeah, I've got myself a sewing machine and just bought bits and pieces as and when I needed them, and I still got them. My cutter here is starting to give out because it's very old, and I think it is on his way out, so it'll probably be another shopping spree to get one of those soon. So yeah, I enjoyed quite a while doing this tonight before getting the tea for the children, and getting ready to go out to take Poppy for another walk. A shower, and I'm exhausted after that walk. I think it's because of the heat. Don't get on the heat, don't get me wrong, I like summer, but sometimes, no, the heat. But, oh, it smells so good. It's the eucalyptus in it. Oh, so nice. So I'm going to get back to my reading and drink my tea, and then I'll update you just before I go to sleep. Hi, this is Editing Stacey, and I realised I didn't finish my vlog off properly, which is very rude of me. I'm sorry about that, but here's a picture of me on another walk. So I do hope you enjoyed this vlog, a reading, walking, chilled out summer vlog. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and leave a comment, and I will see you for another video again soon. Bye!